Chantel in the morning. Twin Cities, good morning. 89 tap 9, wake up, work out. Freddie Bell in the morning. Chantel in the morning. Twin Cities,
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. You got here right on time. How to do you? It is the 11th day, 7-11 in the Twin Cities. Way back in the day, you may have heard of the McRae Athletic Association. Please welcome journalist Ralph Crowder. Good morning.
Peace. How are you doing, brother?
Unbelievable. How about you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Man, you've embarked on a big project, and you're letting people know about the McRae Association. What was it? What is it doing now?
Okay, so the McRae All-Stars was the first actual AAU team in the state of Minnesota, and I want to emphasize not the first black AAU team, but the first actual AAU traveling basketball team in the state of Minnesota. And that happened circa 1982 to probably to the tail end of 1985 or 86. The significance of the McRae name is because it started from the McRae neighborhood in South Minneapolis. Mm-hmm. But it was not limited to the basketball players from that neighborhood. It actually helped connect the South Side to the North Side and St. Paul. And this team was a traveling basketball team that went across the country at that time, actually winning multiple tournaments, champions, throughout the country. So we're actually documenting that history because our history is definitely deserving to be documented and preserved by us. And, looking forward to sharing that history in our series of interviews about the McRae All-Stars.
Interesting. We've seen a lot of different books come out here lately talking about the musical history of the Twin Cities and Minneapolis in particular. Will this find its way, Ralph, into a book?
I think it will actually kind of matriculate into more of a documentary.
Oh, really?
That. Yeah,
okay.
Using that form of media to express things. There's plenty of archive material. Fortunate enough for the founder, Ralph Crowder Sr., at the time left some very good archive information to refer to. And actually, everybody's still with us. We're still living. You know what I'm saying? So the thing that I like to stress, not only with this project or other things, is that we have to celebrate ourselves while we're living. We just can't come to the to the crime scene when we're gone and say we were standing with you, but we have to actually salute the beautiful things about our community, the life about our community while we're here.
So the McRae All-Stars, you played on that team. You
Yes.
talked about who was the founder of this team, who started the team?
Ralph Crowder Sr., that was my father.
What was that experience for you like playing on that team back in the 80s?
Yeah, I think it was a beautiful thing. Travel, for those who feel that travel is definitely beneficial for growth. Any travel that you can do, especially in those younger years, and I'm sure the players that or families that participate in the AAU traveling circuit now, they understand that traveling actually opens your mind up to different things, primarily around just personal growth. You can normalize any city as being something that's just what your worldview is. So when you have an opportunity to travel from places like Minneapolis to Chicago to New York to Los Angeles or Las Vegas, you take those experiences with you as an adult, and I think you move to actually open doors that some might think are permanently shut.
Talk about the community impact the All-Stars has had on this area and even in this region.
Well, yeah, there's been many people that are very involved in the community in one way or another that have played for the McRae All-Stars, and achieved not only excellence in terms of sports, but excellence in community. So, the names are long. We could list some, but I wouldn't even do that because I would leave out some people. But let's just say that the players that play for the McRae All-Stars and the supportive base that helped these players in that particular time frame that we talked about are pillars of the community. Right. These are people that are the things that we look at when we talk about service and education, business, protection in some cases. You know what I'm saying? So McRae All-Stars and the legacy of this particular basketball team it's something that I'm looking forward to sharing with the community and actually the whole country for that matter.
I'm interested in this, in the notes it talks about the 1989 Mr. Basketball controversy. Tell us about that.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, anytime when you're dealing with black folks, you know, you're dealing with controversy. That's for sure.
That's not true.
I mean, there's well-known history books that deal with that. But you know, Mr. Basketball in those early years, it was something significant and symbolic for a black player to achieve that level. In 1989, a young man that played for the McRae All-Stars, his name is Gerard Hughes. He was a St. Paul Central alumni. He was basically that person who would have won the award. Now, the controversy around that is that there was a young man who happened to be a hooper. I'm not going to take anything away from him, a person by the name of Tom Conroy, who attended De La Salle High School. Tom was a year older. Tom was held back a grade. And if we know this to be factual, and this is around the controversy, if there's any young black boy at that time who was held back a grade, let's say in 8th grade, and they went on to be nominated for a Mr. Basketball award, we know that there would be a great concern about his academic eligibility at the time. So Gerard was slighted, and he was well deserving of that 1989 award, and it matched with the 1988 Mr. Basketball that came from the state of Minnesota that also played for the McRae All-Stars, a brother by the name of Derek Rubin. So that just shows you the kind of impact that this particular traveling AAU team, the first in the state of Minnesota, had on youth athletics and the achievement of excellence in that.
Do I hear that there might be maybe some special ceremony in the offing where you'll give him his true honors?
Oh, no doubt about it, and it'll be from us. It'll be from the community, and I think that's something that we should role model. It's good to receive any kind of awards or recognition outside of our community, but as you know, being here at KMOJ, there's nothing like home, and we have to actually salute those who achieve on high levels in the house.
Right.
So what's next? What's next for the association?
For the Journey of the McRae All-Stars, this series of interviews we're doing right now, we're up to our 5th one coming up. We encourage the listening audience to learn more about this history, to value this history, and you can actually tune in with our clips that we have on YouTube. You can simply search the McRae All-Stars story, or you can log into our website where all these interview series are housed at freedomradioandtv.com.
Is there a chance that you'll get the guys together and do a game, or do you still play together?
Right.
Nah, I don't think we're going to be doing no games or anything like that. But what we will, what's going to come out of this is more emphasis for the resources and attention to youth in the inner city. You understand what I'm saying? Like, right. So I do expect there's going to be a nice potentially outdoor basketball tournament, specifically around the age groups of 9 to 14. Those those years where you can really have a real impact on the young ones, and also doing more things to bring stories out like this, because McRae is just one story, but we've had other large, impactful contributions in the community beyond McRae. So, I mean, it's really designed to be a service to communicate the stories that are unknown and known to us, but to recognize those stories in a way that we can all participate together.
Might there be a relationship with the Final Four coming next year here to the Twin Cities?
Definitely. We're definitely going to capitalize on that. It's a good link, to establish the history, and I consider a very big slight, and that could be even a controversy if you want to talk about it, the way the Super Bowl came through Minneapolis, and it seemed like nothing around any of the commerce or any of the activities actually had any community impact. I think we should definitely be organized and involved to leverage that energy from a huge financial impact on this community coming up with the NC2A tournament, and stories like this and others to invoke that attention to our community, not to come around our community and leave with no tangible benefit. So yeah, definitely.
So how can our listeners get in contact with you if they'd like more information or to get directly involved with Ralph Crowder?
You can tune in and access the information about this and other things on the website freedomradioandtv.com, freedomradioandtv.com, to find out more information about the McRae All-Star stories or anything else that we're involved in. Appreciate you having us here. I like that morning show jingle. That was tight.
I didn't see you bobbing your head to
Okay,
it.
I mean, but I was bobbing though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you was tapping your
but
feet,
it was,
I couldn't
it
see.
was tight though. I like that. Well produced.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's 27 minutes now past the hour of 9 o'clock on the way. We'll tell you what's trending now and give you the last page as the morning show continues with Freddie Bell and Chantel Sings in the Morning.